we're on a mission to talk to the 100 leading marketing minds in the automotive space. I'm Andrew Street, owner of DealerOMG.
Matthew Davis here, Chief Marketing Officer at TradePending. Why are we doing this? Well, we like automotive, we like marketers, and we like retail automotive marketers. Our goal here is to give you the insights into what these leading marketers are thinking, planning, and doing.
This is an interesting conversation with a guy who runs the marketing department and the internet department, the BDC at Yokem Toyota. And he has very thin inventory in Shreveport, but he's still able to crush 120, 130 units a month. So if you're interested in hearing how he's doing it, some of the tools he's using, the processes, the unlocking their CDP, this is a cool conversation for you. I hope you enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon Redwine.
Hey, Brandon, who are you? Where do you work? What falls under your umbrella?
Hey, Matthew. I actually work in Shreveport, Louisiana for Yokem Toyota. I've been here for about 10 years. I'm the marketing and digital marketing and BDC director. So I handle kind of both of those right now. It's awesome. I can kind of adjust the marketing flow and see the leads flow right back to my guys immediately. It's not something I have to look at month-end reports. It's all live with this both roles, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say there, that's interesting because you talk about like handling marketing and handling BDC. That would seem like a lot, but it sounds like there's a benefit there of being able to have that visibility in between the two departments. So it's not siloed, is it?
Absolutely not. I mean, I've got a great staff to help me here. I think that makes a huge difference. But yeah, it's great to kind of have your hands in both of it. You can see the immediate effects of what you're doing. We've run campaigns in the past where later that day you'll see the result from a customer will be in that afternoon buying the vehicle. It's amazing.
So being on the BDC side, are you actually chatting with some of the customers too?
I try not to, but yes, if the phone rings after that third ring, I'll have to pick it up and just do my thing. Yeah. So yeah,
is that because you can't be trusted on the phone, or you would rather have your team doing it?
I'd rather have my team doing the phones. That is just not a great skill set of mine. I'm not a huge phone person.
The reason I was asking is just because I think it's interesting being in the BDC as well as the marketing role. It's certainly a bit of a hybrid, but it goes hand in hand completely because there's like constant communication back and forth between leads getting generated and quality and BDC's response time. Like from what I've seen, and I've always wanted to I'm always working with the marketing side. I want to put my head under the hood with the BDC for a little bit and just see what that world's like. And actually, I'm going to chat with a customer and see what comes out of it. See if I can do it. I don't know if I can.
No, it's you got to do it often, or it's a skill you become rusty at for sure.
What is the BDC just strictly handling inbound? Are they doing outbound? Is it all sales? Is there service in there?
Yes, handling inbound, outbound, sales, service, pretty much everything except for our collision department or parts department. They would handle those calls.
What typically, I know it probably varies month to month, but what does that team see most success with in terms of booking appointments or ultimately turning into revenue, sales or service side?
We're seeing a lot more towards service side, especially being a Toyota dealership in a small city away from a large city. What I mean is we're in Shreveport. We're about 2.5 hours from Dallas. You can look on a Dallas lot. You want a Camry, there's 2 or 3 lots over there that'll have 60 or 70 of them. We've got 0 right now. We've got a couple in the pipeline that are pre-sold, but that's it. It's so yeah. That's why I've kind of taken over the service role to push that. That's kind of what it looks like they're pushing us towards almost. People are just going over to larger cities to pick up the vehicles because they have them immediately. It seems like.
So what does that do for you guys as far as like strategy on what you're pushing? Is it more heavily weighted on other models and pre-owned inventory and fixed ops and the other tangibles that you can control?
Yeah, I mean, we still sell 60, 70 new cars a month. It's just kind of what we are sent, and we just have to push whatever they're telling us they're giving us. We don't have a whole lot of say in it.
How do you think about balancing building the name and the brand of the dealership versus we need leads right now because we need to sell 60, 70, 75 cars a month?
Yeah, I think that's really, they're the same thing. You have to brand the dealership and make the leads at the same time. Personally, I don't think leads are as important as they were 10 years ago. People know not to fill out those boxes almost.
That's interesting. That's you're the first person I've heard say that. I don't necessarily disagree. But at one point, I almost feel like leads can be the lifeblood of the business, but I'm way too biased here because we're essentially in the leads business.
Yes.
What do you think's driving that shift?
Well, and I don't think the lead part is the big piece of the puzzle. You don't need that customer's information. If you do everything correctly and make it easy for them to get the information from their website, they don't need to put in a lead. They have it all right there. If they can see what vehicles you have, what service times are available, they can do it all online. They don't need to call somebody. They don't need to put in a lead. They don't need to be chased down and called 8, 10, 12 times. They can do it when they're ready. When they see what they want, they pop in, they buy it, and it's just an easier experience for everybody.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more of a nuanced conversation, which sucks. We'd like to be right and wrong, white and black, lead or not a lead, qualified lead, not qualified lead. And it's like, if it's true that like Gen Z, the younger kids, are twice as likely to never click ads as millennials. And millennials, supposedly somewhere between 10 or 15% of millennials actually ever click ads. So now if we're looking at like 5% of our customer base are going to actually click on ads, and then maybe a smaller fraction would fill out lead forms, it starts to get really challenging for marketers, for BDCs, for general managers, for everybody in the organization to really say, here, let's put our efforts into lead gen, with some exceptions of like, we got, super subprime, we can get people qualified. Here's an audience of people who tend to fill out more lead forms. So it's like, it creates us as marketers to look at substitutions for leads for how campaigns are performing. Have you found like a good way to find some substitution that you're happy with, and that especially like the people that you want to look good in front of, your general manager, the owner, like a substitution for just leads? That's like, hey, this marketing.
I think the big thing is if you have your information available. If people go to cars.com, they see the same car at the same price on Car Gurus. They know that car is on your lot. They're ready to pick it up. They've got all the information. They don't need you to call them back and forth trying to get them in. They have all the information right there. They can stop in and buy the car when they want. Especially on our website, our mobile version, I changed it a little bit versus most dealers. You'll scroll, you'll see like one car at a time, have like 7, 8 CTAs, all sorts of discounts. On our website, I set it up more like a Amazon or Best Buy. You actually see 5, 6 cars at a time on your search results. There's no reason to see all that information till you click on it and go to it, just like any other product on something you're trying to buy, Amazon or Best Buy or any of those sites.
That makes a ton of sense. So you mentioned cars.com, Cars Guru, and in my mind, it made me start thinking about attribution. I want to come back to that. We'll kind of put a pin in that for the moment. But so you guys have proactively, you're running all sorts of marketing campaigns, as most marketing leaders do. What are you running? What channels are you running in? What's working for you?
Oh, we've got a lot of channels we run that in. Of course, our third parties, we've got social media ads, Google Performance Max, and that's just the digital side. We also have we're running billboards and TV ads and everything else. I think the biggest plus we're seeing right now is using a CDP, Fullpath, for example. It's just an automated marketing that kind of takes care of a lot of stuff that falls through the cracks. It just fills it out for us.
Cool. It sounds like you're one of the handful of people that a lot of people buy into a CDP. Then it's hard for them to really activate on it with all these audiences of they've purchased, they're not doing routine services, they still live in Shreveport. Let's get back in front of them. How do we do that? Have you used your BDC at all with your CDP? Like found a way to be like, hey, let me create some audiences of people whose lease is about to expire, and some of these like smaller audiences that could get a phone call?
Yeah, we've got one. This is almost a kind of creepy one, but you guys know how well targeting and marketing works at this point. So one thing Fullpath will do is we can see users who are on our website the night before. It doesn't push them to our CRM immediately, but we have all this information we can turn over to the sales rep. Hey, you sold this guy back 3 years ago. Last night he looked at these 3 tundras on the website. You need to call him, but you can't be creepy with this. So it's that's the biggest challenge with it. But the BDC can pick them out and let the sales rep kind of handle it from there.
That's fascinating. So I know one area that you're having success with for marketing channels, marketing campaigns, you guys have been running value your trade campaigns. You're kind of doing that in conjunction with TradePending, Fullpath. Tell us what you're doing there, how you're doing it, how it's working.
So we're running with TradePending mainly because TradePending is so quick to for the customer. There's not a bunch of clicks and buttons and everything to check like you are with like KBB and some of the other ones. Well, Fullpath will find our customers' equity. Anybody that's bought and has some kind of equity in their vehicle, let them do a vehicle evaluation. That way you are only picking out the ones who you want to see that, not the one that bought 2 months ago and see they're in a terrible upside down position. But at that point, you're targeting the right people. They will click on that email, see they have equity in their vehicle, and people are quick to hop out of it into something else. I think one campaign we ran last month, we sent it to everybody that has, I think, more than $3,000 in equity. We got 200 something leads, 22 sales from it in 30 days.
Good Lord. That's great.
Yeah, we only do about 100 units, 120 units a month here. So huge plus, huge bump.
That's fantastic. So
Yes.
Will you keep that going?
Oh, absolutely. It's set to keep running as people fall into that equity bucket at certain points. That will keep remarketing to them, and yet just keeps them going.
Do you frequency cap it so that like you're not hitting the same person every single month with the same message, or do you think about it different?
Yeah, definitely. It's got frequency caps really built into it, but you can also just have it do one, then let it fall into another bucket when that customer hits. Say they were at 5,000 equity, now they're at 10,000. Let's market again. They see that bigger number. Hey, let's trade that vehicle in now.
How are you guys marketing to them? You know, like what channels? Social, email,
and text message. Just a simple text message. Hey, so-and-so, if you didn't see what your vehicle's worth, there's the link to a TradePending app. They type in their vehicle and bam, there it is with several other in the market. Just gives them a range of what the vehicle's worth, and they can kind of go from there.
What is that through Fullpath or is that through just the BDC?
That's through Fullpath. But yeah, I mean, you could do that with any kind of equity list. Fullpath just makes it a little bit easier and pulls it for you.
Andrew, I feel like I can see your wheels turning.
Yeah, no, it's like we're doing a ton of that just through social. And what we're finding is just that if we call out people for the vehicle that's in their driveway, that's in their garage, it's like, hey, do you know somebody driving a Toyota? All through the end of September, we're paying a premium for pre-owned inventory because of blah, blah, blah. And, you know, click for the 5-minute appraisal type of thing. But what we're seeing is that gets a much higher click-through rate and share rate. So if we're just saying, like, do you know somebody with a Toyota? We do, because that person has a Toyota because they're in our DMS as somebody who purchased from us, and we know their equitable position. But what we see is they start to share that with their spouse. They start to like generate conversations before they start filling out the form or after they fill out the form. And I'm just like, I'm super fascinated about this, especially because I keep doing these podcasts with Matthew, who's the prince of vehicle appraisals. And so I'm continually like noodling around with how to help unlock more trades from my desk. And I'm just curious to hear what was working for you. It sounds like SMS is the primary source for you guys.
Yeah, it has a really high return rate. I mean, people get an SMS and I guess they've already used the dealership. They trust it. So it's a super quick click, TradePending, super quick to give them the evaluation, and bam, we have a lead.
So I'm gonna bring it back around here. So you mentioned cars, car gurus, and now we're also talking about other marketing channels. And as marketers, like, we all love attribution, but we all admittedly acknowledge like it's extremely difficult to figure something out. And sometimes you just pick, well, we'll just go first touch, we'll go last touch, just so we have a baseline, something to start from. How are you thinking about attribution with all the marketing efforts you got there, Brandon?
At the end of the day, it comes down to the total profit. Attribution, you're going to use them all. Customers need to see that same vehicle, own Car Gurus, own Auto Trader, own Cars.com. That way they see your logo, they see that vehicle, they know that's where it's at. That's where they're going to pick it up from. It's almost impossible to give attribution to one company versus the other. It's going to be multiple. It's the same thing if we were shopping for cars too. We're not going to just go to Car Gurus and look. We're going
100%,
yeah. And you're going to have that cookie tracking you to each one of those sites, and you're going to confuse the marketer at whatever dealership you buy that car from. I don't really know how you handle it. I don't have a good answer on that one.
Well, that's like, I don't think anybody does. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, it's just the same Rubik's Cube. Everybody's slowly getting closer to being able to put their finger on. And then because of regulations and things like that, you start to lose attribution windows, and you can kind of get close, but it's the same jam. Like, I've done some help with like real estate ad agencies and stuff. They have the same, you need to get a sales guy belly to belly with the customer and sell them the car. Where did they get started? What was that path? Did they go to the website, then, bounce and then see this display ad and see the email? And it's like, yeah, we can see some of that, but not enough to like make empirical, like, here's the exact recipe for every single dealership. It's just so many, like a Toyota dealership in Shreveport is so different than that Toyota dealership with 90 Camrys in Dallas. Like, that's a completely different conversation to have, and strategy and community that you guys work with. Like, are you guys doing much with getting out in front of the community with sponsoring things and cars on site at places?
Cars on Site, we'll do a couple of events a year. We have a big film festival here. We're a big sponsor for it. We don't do a whole lot of cars out. We sponsor a ton of high schools and little sporting leagues and that type of thing with banners and whatnot. But usually moving the cars out in Louisiana, it's a little bit difficult too. You have to have several weeks notice to a Louisiana Motor Vehicle Commission. You have to have, even though it's in our area, we still have to get permits from them and everything before we can pull a car out. It's big to do to put cars.
Yeah. It's interesting that you're like kind of comparing yourself to Dallas, but you still got that Napoleonic state law with some unique nuances too.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's a nice way to call it.
It's unique. And that's why, that's one of the reasons too. It's like, we got to do different stuff. And I always like guerrilla marketing. I don't know why. It's just like so fun to be, what's creative? What can we put out? Who can we sponsor? Let's not talk about click-through rates or cost per lead or lead. Like, it's just, here's the community. Here's a way that we can give back as a dealership and kind of connect our name with it. Is there a way that you're trying to like look for return from any of these like endorsements and high school sponsorships and stuff?
It's one of those things. Again, they might see that banner, then they're going to look on Car Gurus, then they will see an ad on Google. Did the banner sell it? What sold it? I don't know. It's kind of more or less just help the community at that point. It's sponsoring, football jerseys and baseball equipment. I mean, that type of thing. Are you going to get a huge return on it? I don't know. I mean, the community goodwill though is worth its weight anyway.
Yeah, and this is, I know I'm cheating probably, and maybe this isn't good, but it's like, it's stupid. It's silly. We're silly gooses as a dealer if we're saying, hey, come buy from us because we sponsor all these things and we give back to the community through these charitable efforts. But if it's one of the employees or somebody from the community or even somebody like from the marketing team to say, like, if I was going to buy a Toyota this month, here's why I would come here. This company gives back like talking from a third party perspective of talking about these sponsorships, the money donated, the charity stuff that we did, that you guys do. And then right now they're doing, here's some OEM incentives. Maybe I like to think it's tasteful. The ads we're running are getting a lot of engagement, and you can target these philanthropic people. but the jury's out. So I'm just interested in finding a tasteful way to get something in front of people besides vehicles and prices and OEM incentives, but maybe be like, okay, hey, we're part of the community. We employ 213 people right now that are part of the community, and here's how we're giving back. That was not a question. That was
I was
just
waiting for the
rant.
question to drop, Andrew.
Interesting. That's on my.
What I most wanted to comment on was the rating of this podcast might change if we're going to use foul language like silly goose. And I don't know if you noticed there was a little double meaning in there. Foul language. Watch out.
Oh, nice.
Line here.
Oh, this is sliding fast. We might have to chop some of this out.
Oh, stop it. Brandon, what are you doing with AI?
AI, we've got mainly Fullpath is running as AI, but I mean, I've got a ton of other things I do with it. We're building a lot of our web banners, our billboards, even we can build with AI. Yeah, it's a couple clicks and it's done at this point. It seems like at this point, a lot of the AIs are getting the words right, like the spelling, which was the huge issue for years. No, I mean, it's pretty much ready to go. We might have to crop it down a little bit if it doesn't fit the exact format for the billboard companies, but no, AI will build it. I recently started using it just for month-end reports, putting all of my data into it that I have to submit to my AR department upstairs, and for what our department produced. Just let AI build it. ChatGPT has been great for that one.
Yeah, are you getting like? I guess Toyota's kind of not. You're not getting any co-op stuff, really, right?
Not any AI co-op offhand that I can think of.
Yeah, and Toyota's kind of funky with it, but Toyota's rad. What a brand to be able to work with. I feel like if there's any brand of car dealer or any brand of vehicle I could work with on your in your shoes, it'd be Toyota. They make a hell of a good car, and they freaking sell. My only problem is they last a little too long. I like one that falls apart a little quicker, so we can get a higher customer lifetime value.
Having that issue now with my wife, she's got a 4Runner we bought new in 2016. She's like, I want a new one, but it runs perfect. You really, in 10 years, the only thing we've had is a seat latch go out of it. I mean, it's been an amazing vehicle for sure.
Having that same discussion in my family right now. You're not alone. So, what if you had to take a swing at all the stuff you're doing with AI right now? Is it enabling you to do more with less, or are you still are you saving time, saving money? How do you think about that from just a business impact perspective?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a ton more done in a way quicker time. But yeah, it's just more and more that it seems to add on to your workflow every day.
Uh-oh, Andrew died. He disappeared. Andrew, are you there? Oh my God.
I'm just getting a new camera here has made me get all kinds of new softwares, and it's I'm impressed I made it this far.
You went to the black hole of webcam utility. All right. So what do you have up your sleeve for experiments for the back end of the year here?
I'm not sure yet. We're still getting going with Fullpath. I think that's where it's going to be for us this year. It's done pretty well so far, and we'll keep rolling with it.
Of all the capabilities that it has there, what percentage do you think you've tapped into so far?
20, 30 maybe. I mean, it's insane. Yeah, just what it does on its own is huge. If you could have probably 2 people just working the data inside that to build leads in addition to what it does, it's impressive. It really is.
Andrew, I feel like we need to call Fullpath and ask for them to sponsor this episode, and we can get a little extra.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put my name in every time he says Fullpath. I'm just gonna switch it out.
That's why I love these conversations, because we just get exposed to the tools out there that everyone's using. Yeah. And otherwise, we're just kind of stuck in our own little bubbles of our own universe and thinking everything we do is amazing, which of course it is. Yeah. But it's a big world out there.
Yeah, it's like I make all of our account manager, like I don't make it, but it's like you've got a car dealership guy, we've got a Sodu pod, like all these really short form bips of content, like this should be, but we go a little bit long. for our staff to be aware of like what's going on with legislation, what's going on with different manufacturers, what are some of the headwinds that our dealers could be facing, and what can we continually be doing to shift a little bit of what we're delivering, the conversations we're having with dealers to be able to provide help, whether it's with new cars, used cars, services, fixed ops, absorption, retention, vehicle acquisition, all these different things. Are there some like North Stars that you try to follow to keep up to speed with what's going on in the industry or what's going on with digital or the best of BDC life?
For me, yeah, I'm in a NADA 20 group. So we meet with, of course, 20 other internet managers, marketing managers doing the same thing I am, just 3-4 times a year, talk about what works, what doesn't. It's been a huge plus for me personally.
There's like a little sliver of therapy, I feel like, that comes with that kind of stuff of like, oh my God, I'm not alone. You have these same issues.
Yeah.
Cool. What have you
Absolutely
been able to do?
Speaking
That's
of,
cool, man. I love a good 20 group. That's why I met Matthew, really. We're in a vendor 20 group together.
so I got one more I'll throw at you here. It's a 2-part question, but I think they're both pretty easy to answer, relatively. If you had to take a guess at how many tools you have to use to do your job, all the software providers you work with, what's a guess of how many that is? And then the second part of that question is, how many dashboards do you have? And do you want a number?
15 to 20 at least. I think every one of them has a dashboard nowadays. Like everybody wants you to look at their dashboard. There's a ton of them. I couldn't even begin to think. I think, and they all have dashboards.
Andrew, when we're done with the 100 Marketers project, we should do the 100 Dashboards project.
Yeah, I'm making a dashboard right now. No, I think dealers don't want to look at any more dashboards. Sometimes a map of like, hey, here's your battlegrounds. Here's what we've got. That's enough.
Absolutely. If somebody could build a all-in-one dashboard, that would be wonderful.
The dashboard to rule them all.
Yes.
I just talked to somebody who was working on doing that, and I'm trying to remember who it was. And this is terrible for recording because I'm offering no help here, but I did talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
About building an all-in-one dashboard.
Yeah.
They were doing it. It wasn't me.
No.
Well, Brandon, any shows on your radar? Are you going to get out to NADA possibly?
I don't know. I would hope so. I know I've got a 20 group meeting coming up next month in New Orleans, of all places. So I'll check that out, and I don't know what'll come up next.
It sounds like you've got your like best idea contest submission like already ready to go with the.
Yeah, I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah, almost writes itself there.
All morning I've been listening to, I don't know if you can see it. It's the New Orleans Jazz Vipers. They've been my Friday morning music. They're good. Well, Brandon, where can people follow you, connect with you?
You can't. Don't bug me.
Okay. Do you have a fax machine that people could make?
Possibly. No, I think I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, or just Brandon at Yokem Toyota.
Don't bug me. I'm the same way. That is my job. But what if people need a golden doodle? Can you point them in the right direction?
I could. Yeah, I actually have plenty of those.
All right. So Brandon's side hustle is marketing and BDC, but his true what pays the bills is the golden doodles. But you're just doing a passion project at the dealership, it sounds like.
Well, actually, the golden doodles we've transformed more into a boarding business now. We built a really nice kennel a couple years back. We still have a couple litters a year, 2 or 3, but we turned it into a luxury kennel that's really unlike anything else in the area for sure.
Holy
smokes. I love it.
Yeah, Noble Nose Boarding is what that's called.
That's a great name.
Thanks.
It's okay to like have your nose in the air for that one.
I feel like with the role that you have, it sounds like you have a lot of autonomy from your role to try stuff out and to figure out what you feel like's working, what's well, and be a good fiduciary for the dealership. And you have the flexibility to try new stuff out, which is straight up entrepreneurship, and it sounds like you've been able to get a good foothold with another business.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, learning with all the tools you have in the auto industry, it just there's so much money and so much development into it. Going into other things, it's already like you got a leg up for sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. Thanks so much.
Brandon Redwine, thank you, my friend.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you did, please subscribe to the show. It helps us get out to more people like you. And if you know somebody or you're somebody that's a sharp marketer in automotive, please reach out to us. We'd love to feature you on the show. Reach out to Ashley at DealerOMG.com.